Hey everybody, welcome to another fun show, another fun edition of Grommet Live. I am so glad you guys are all here. So many people already inside the chat. Welcome, you guys, no matter where you are tuning in from, whatever platform you are on. I will mention, I'm looking right now, we are on Facebook, we are on YouTube, we are on Instagram, I believe, and we are on X. So welcome. And let me just say right now, no matter what platform you're tuning in from, the chat that you are seeing, that is on that platform. So you're not seeing the chat on all the different platforms. I get to see that, and my lovely moderator, Jen, gets to see that. So we'll try to kind of keep you in the know. But I will tell you that when it comes to Grommet Live, most typically, the most action in the chat is on Grommet's Facebook page. So if you want to make your way over there, that is definitely what I recommend. And I'm seeing some of our makers already on. I'm seeing Chris from Cella. I am such a huge fan of Cella. I cannot, where have you been all my life? Is all I have to say. I'm so obsessed with his products. I cannot wait to share those with you. And hello to Sarah. She's very excited for Cella as well. Yay, yay, yay. Let's see who else we have in here. We've got, okay, where is, I think I saw Warmer Upper in here. Well, we're going to keep going. So again, welcome to Grommet Live. If this is your first time, you are in for some fun. This is live shopping at its finest, going out on a limb and just saying that. It is so fun because not only do you guys get to learn about all of these clever, awesome new products that just launched, by the way, this is, or most of these just launched. This is launch week, so happy launch week. And when I say that, what I basically mean is there is sort of a competition going on Grommet every Thursday. That is a new product launch happens every Thursday. If you're not on their email list, I would get on their email list because it is so fun when the new products launch and you get to go on and see them all and you get to vote for the ones you like. And when you vote, you get a 20% discount on everything you vote for. Do you have to use that 20%? You don't have to use it, but you have it if and when you want to use it. And it just goes in a little file. And so same for tonight. You're gonna have the opportunity to upvote when you see a product you like. I definitely want you to do that. Do not be shy with that, because it makes the makers feel so good. And I think all of them are going to be here tonight. But Grommet also loves it because it gives them an indication of which products you guys are loving. So super important for everybody. I'm going to adjust my camera a touch here. Okay. Super important for everybody. What else is important, you guys, is the chat. And I can already tell you guys are going to light it up tonight, which makes me super happy because the chat is so important for live shopping. Because what happens is all the different platforms that I mentioned that we are on, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, they all pay attention to that. And when they see a lot of energy inside of a chat, they go, wow, something cool is going on over there. And they start sending more and more people. So that is our goal tonight. So pressure is on. And to thank you guys for being here and being inside the chat live. What we do every time we do Grommet Live, which is every week, we do 2 product giveaways. And so tonight is no different. And there it is right there. If you have not already entered, it is not too late. Just get your phone out, take a picture of that QR code. And Jen, if it's possible, can we put the link in the chat also for the giveaway? Because I know some people struggle with the QR code. So if that's the case, we'll try to also get the link inside the chat for you guys. But the giveaway we're going to do, as I mentioned, 2 of them. So we will do one about halfway through the show. And so you guys be telling me in the chat which product you're loving, which one you want to win. And then if you didn't win the one halfway through, you still have a chance because we're going to do one at the end of the show as well. So that's always really fun. Everybody loves that. I love that because I get to be the hero giving these fun gifts away. But because you guys are here live, the other thing I like to do is I do like to give you a second entry. So all you have to do, if you want to double your chances of winning these 2 products tonight, all you have to do is put one word inside the chat. And that one word is giveaway. So let me see that chat light up with giveaway. And Jen is keeping tabs and she will give you those extra entries when she sees it come up. Okay. And she put the link in there also. So if you don't want to use that QR code, grab the link from the chat. Okay, what else housekeeping wise? I I don't think there is any more housekeeping. I think we covered it. So I am going to dive right in because I'm so excited about these products. And I love when we do a show where products are kind of all over the board. So just kind of when we're going to switch gears a lot because they're all very, very different, but I love them all. And I want to start with a product that I actually, when I was planning this show, I was thinking I should have done this product on last week's show. Because if you were here joining us, you may have seen that last week we did a tailgating show, a Grommet game day gear. So it was all products that would be phenomenal for watching the game, whether you watch it at home or maybe you go to the stadium, you like to see it in person. Lots of fun items. This one is so perfect for that. So I should have had it on last time, but game days are going to be plentiful over the next few months. So definitely this is a great one for that. But the truth is, we've been trying to get this product on for a few months now. And I kind of hesitated because I think we were originally going to put it on at the beginning of summer. And I said, you know what? Let's hold off because it's much better as it's getting toward the colder weather. But here's the truth when you see this product. The truth is, this product is a very innovative, very clever blanket that is my favorite blanket of all time for year round, which you're thinking, and it's a throw blanket, it's a lap blanket. And you're thinking, why would you want to use a blanket year round? But I'll show you in just a second. The blanket is called the Warmer Upper, and it was created by a gentleman named Paul Carrier. Paul, are you here with us? I hope you are. Yes, you are. Yay. He says, I'm on from the Warmer Upper. And Paul is actually a veteran from the Air Force. And so we love a veteran-owned company for sure. And this is definitely a made in the USA product as well. And we love that. And Paul is from Connecticut. Paul, I don't know if you still live in Connecticut, though. So let me know that. I am kind of curious about that. But Paul created the most incredible blanket. I'm just going to show it to you. It is, as I mentioned, a lap blanket. I'm going to take this off. This is an accessory to the Warmer Upper. So we're going to get to that in just a second. But let me just start by the material. I mean, it is the most cozy, the most warm material. He calls it Polar Tech Thermal Pro. That's the material. I don't know what it is about it, but there's just no more cushy. It's got, sort of, it's like there's a bit of airflow to it, but at the same time, it just keeps you so cozy toasty. But the cleverness, and I'm going to show you a picture right here because it's going to explain it better than I could. What's really clever is the shape of this blanket. It is different than any blanket you have ever seen before. There it is right there. So there is someone behind there holding it up. And as you can see, it's sort of an L shape. And the reason it is shaped that way is because this is a blanket, first blanket ever that I know of, that keeps you warm from both underneath you and on top of you. So the idea with the Warmer Upper is that you actually sit on the blanket and you fold that one piece on top of you. And when you do that, there's no excess blanket. Like when you try to, if you want to sit in your office chair and have a blanket on, you've got all this excess blanket and you're trying to wheel around on your chair and the blanket's getting caught underneath. This is like that perfectly designed blanket that allows you to be warm and toasty without the bulk, just kind of perfection. Let me show you, because this, and I think this is Paul in this video right here, but this, you'll see how exactly it works in terms of actually putting it on. So here he is at the bleachers, which I love because I think this is one of the best uses for it. Those football games at night. So he sits down on the one part and wraps the other part on top, and he is ready to watch the game. So it's that simple. It seems a little complicated, I think, when you look at the shape and think, how do I do that? But it's really quite simple. And so it's just the perfect fit. But as you saw there, those metal benches or the concrete benches, and you're freezing cold at night, when you sit on this, it is, again, so toasty. And then to be able to put it over your lap, so cozy. But I just use it in my office. And when I said year round, because depending on the time of year, I feel like either the air conditioning is cranking in the summertime and it's actually cold in here. So even in the summertime, I like to have my Warmer Upper with me. Or in the wintertime, it's just, of course, in the wintertime. But even in the summer, we love to do s'mores down at the beach or at the park, just kind of that, even 4th of July, watching fireworks. And to be able to have this guy with me, where it's not this huge blanket with all this extra material, but it's just that perfect one that just keeps me perfectly cozy. And the chat is lighting up. Let's see. Lots of people doubling their chances here. He grew up, let's see. Oh no, Jen is saying she grew up in Weston. I did not know that, Jen. That's so clever. Thanks, Paul, for making the throw, says Diane Cunningham. Welcome, Diane. I'm so glad you're here. It is so cozy. Now, this is the gray. I do love the gray, but I will show you. I'm kind of torn between the two. I have them both. I'm lucky enough to have them both. But the cream, there's just something just so luxe about that cream. And just both of them are beautiful neutrals, and equally beautiful. But I had to show you that one as well. Now let's look at just a couple different uses for it, because I think this will get your wheels spinning a little bit more. So sitting on the sidelines, even on the grass and in those chairs, they're just never cozy. But to be able to have that with you, and because it's not all this excess material, you're not having to carry a big bulky blanket with you either. Really love that. And I was going to show you that accessory. So here is the accessory right here, and I'm going to show it to you up close. So clever. So this guy right here is a pouch with a nice Velcro hook and loop back here that attaches strategically right onto the blanket. So you can have all your essentials with you while you're watching the game or while you're doing s'mores, whatever it is you're doing, or even at work and just sitting at your desk. But to be able to have your phone in here, or maybe you put your keys in here, just everything right there with you, easy to access. Obviously very easy to see with the clear vinyl, but the clear vinyl is also that finger touch. It's the touch. What do you call it? It allows you to activate phones through the clear vinyl. So really nice touch. So you can have your phone in there. You don't even have to take it out, and you can use it from right inside this pouch. So you can choose to have this or not have it. I typically, because I use mine almost more indoors than outdoors, like just sitting by the fire, sitting watching TV. I'm just obsessed with it. But when I will go somewhere, if I'm down at the beach or something, it's so nice to have this kind of water-safe, waterproof pocket that all my essentials will go in, that I'm not worried that things are going to fall into the sand. It's all right in here inside my blanket. So really, really clever. I want to show you a couple other. He has so many great pictures of people using it. I just have to show you a couple more. Here's someone by the fire. That's that cream. Again, I love that one too. And then more, let's see, are those the concrete? No, those are the plastic, the hard plastic. So the warmer upper, just kind of no pun intended, but it changes the game. It really does. If you are going to, you have kids in high school football or baseball, those long baseball games, and you are sitting on those bleachers, it gets, and plus, not only does it get cold, but they're hard. And this is so nice and cushy. It's like you have a cushion underneath you and a blanket keeping you warm. So it is double duty, and it is so good. So cannot recommend this enough. And again, perfect timing, perfect time of year as we are heading into the fall. And we've got all of these sporting events coming up, but there's just so many uses for it, whether it is the beach or the park or you name it. Let's see, I want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. I think I covered it. Paul, what did I forget? Thank you. Thank you for giving me the words. Touch sensitive pouch. I couldn't think of that. So yes, you can use your fingers through the clear vinyl, and it will work with your phones or your tablets or whatever you might have inside your warmer upper pouch. Great gift idea too, guys, by the way. And again, we're heading into that season, and I love that this is such a unisex gift. Men, women, also any age, from the little guys on up to the older peeps. We all need a lap blanket. And I think we all have kind of our favorite blanket, but the thing he's really solved in such a huge way is just making it so easy and so just to fit so perfectly without all this excess. And I especially appreciate it, Paul. Thank you for this, because I really do appreciate it in the office that I don't, because it used to be I would have a lap blanket, but it would get caught underneath the wheels on my chair. So thank you for that. I would love to embroider my son's football team on my warmer upper. Paul, is that something we do? I love that idea. Let us know if that, I think I did read that you do that you can personalize it or monogram or whatnot, but that would be fantastic. So thank you for bringing it to us again. I've gotten to feature it in the past, and I love it, and I have continued to use it ever since I first discovered it. So that is a lot of use. And of course, I love that Grommet discount, especially when we're gifting, because it brings it under the $50, which is making it so giftable. And Paul says, yes, we can do that. So they can embroider teams or monograms or things like that. So I'm sure you can reach out to Paul via the website and have that done if you wanted to do that. So with that Grommet discount, guys, grab that QR code. Even if you just think it's a cool product and you're not sure if you're going to get it yet, take a picture of that QR code so you will have that 20% off, because normally it's almost $60. With the Grommet discount, you are getting it for under $48. So that is a great, great deal and will make a fantastic gift this holiday season. So definitely grab that and just let Grommet know that you think it is a very cool product, warm product. Either one. Anyway, I love my warmer-upper. So thank you, Paul Carrier, for bringing it to us yet again. Love it, love it. Oh, is it machine washable? Somebody's asking. I believe it is machine washable. Paul, am I right on that? I'm completely blanking. I'm pretty sure it's machine washable. He's going to answer. I know he will. Okay, let us know on that. Okay, guys, now I've got to remind you guys about the giveaway. I know several people jumped on after I was talking about the giveaway, so I'm going to say it one more time while we go between products here. So if you have not already entered, you can still get in on that. It is machine washable. Thank you, Paul. You can get in on that, and there is no strings attached. I don't think I mentioned that before. I don't want anyone to think, oh, I'm signing up for something if I enter this giveaway. No strings attached. This is Grommet's way. This is the maker's way of saying thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting. And that's it. That's simple. So definitely enter if you haven't already. And if you haven't doubled your chances yet, I don't know why you wouldn't. All you have to do is say giveaway inside the chat and your chances will be doubled. And Jen is putting, once again, she's got the giveaway link inside the chat as well if you don't want to use the QR code. So pick your poison, either one. Okay. This is kind of a nice segue, actually, because we're talking about staying warm as we're heading into fall. At first, when this product arrived, I didn't really understand why it was on Grommet at first. I just thought it showed up at my house, and I'll show it to you. There's a couple different colors. And actually, the ones I have, the one that's on Grommet is a different color. The one that's on Grommet is actually black. But I've got a couple kind of fun colors that I thought would look great on camera. So that's what we're going to do tonight. So let me just show you it. How cute is that, first of all? For the littles, it showed up and I thought, oh, how cute, a parka for little kids. And I don't have little kids anymore. I have a 24, 23, and what is my daughter? 19. So not so little anymore. But back in the day, I would have really appreciated this, especially because we love to ski. And I just thought it was a cute jacket, but couldn't really figure out why it was on Grommet, to be honest. But as I started to do a little bit of research, I quickly figured out why it was on Grommet, and that it is one of the most brilliant innovations for children's safety, if you can believe that I've ever seen. Once I started researching why this safety issue is so important, then I understood. And the coat itself is called the Road Coat. And I was a little confused by that too, ROAD. For me to explain what it does and why it keeps your little ones safe, I'm going to show you a video, and then I'm going to talk it through with you guys. And then I think it's going to make a lot of sense, and you're going to be amazed at how clever this is. So first of all, I'm going to show you a video it was on, I think, NBC News. They were doing a whole series. I think it was like each morning they would show something about how to save your life, like tips on how to be safer. And so this particular day, it was talking about car seat safety. So putting your kids, strapping them into those car seats and keeping them safe while they're there. Now watch this video. So that's going about 30 miles an hour. There's a little one in there. I'm going to show it again. So crash test here. And you'll see it in slow motion there. So look what happens there. I'm stopping it there just to show you that. Notice that the parka, the winter coat, just completely came off altogether. I'm going to just show it just one more time. 30 miles an hour. The kid comes, well, the second one's better. But he goes flying forward. That strap is not keeping him in. And not only does he get thrown out of the car seat, but so does his jacket, as you can see. So coming back here, this is Eric. Eric and Sabine came up with what's called the road coat. And the whole purpose of this road coat is to keep children safe and keep that from happening. So that is one of the biggest mistakes that we as parents can make, or grandparents or babysitters or whatnot. When you put your kids in the car seat, if you're in cold climate, you have those winter coats on underneath. And I just always thought, well, it's going to be still tight because the coat's on, so it should be fine, right? Not so much as you saw in that test. So what happens is, yes, it feels like it's tight, but really what you're doing is you're creating, there's really between the child in the car seat and the harness that lays here and clips here, there's an extra 4 inches of bulk on average with a winter coat. And so when you get in a car accident like that with that kind of a force, there's no security there because there's that extra 4 inches. And so what they did with the road coat, here's my little buddy right here, he's going to help me demonstrate this, but they have created something so clever that actually lets your child keep the winter coat on and be safe at the same time. So it's a dual layer construction here, as you can see. So when I unzip it, there's a thin lining in here. It's not this thick bulk right here. And so it's almost as if it lays flat against the chest, which is what's needed for the child to be really secure in that car seat with that harness. But even more clever back here is this opens up here. So it's a split collar like this. It does it via Velcro. So the harness can go right over the shoulder like this and lay right flat against here. And so now your child is just as secure with the jacket on as he or she would be without the jacket on. And they go even further by having these anti-slip little bumps here. So it really creates kind of a friction that holds that seatbelt even tighter, even more securely. And I really appreciate that they've even, I don't know if you can see it on camera here, but there's a red mark right here, because a little extra safety tip is that where that seatbelt clasps together, you want that to be right at the sort of the armpit level. But this makes it easy to know where that's supposed to be because you can see that marking right there. So really, really clever. So just that safety element alone is amazing. But if there wasn't even that safety element, I probably should have flip-flopped it and said, just the jacket alone is so top-notch, so high quality, so warm. This keeps a child warm as I think it's negative 25 degrees Fahrenheit, and this will keep a child warm. So that's how cozy it is. It's 80% down, 20% feather insulation, the down feather insulation. So it's ultra, ultra warm. It is water resistant, wind resistant. What else do I want to say? Oh, even they thought of everything, even the pockets. My gosh, so cozy with that fleece lining. And then I always appreciate oversized zippers because it just makes it so easy, and the self-repairing zippers, but especially on kids' clothing to have those really nice, high quality zippers. And so there's 2 layers of the zippers because of that dual layer construction there. So again, just top notch. And this one is machine washable also. And it's actually packable too, which I love because of course it's down, so it's easy to pack up, but they include, if I have it here, yes I do, they include a little pouch that it can go inside of. So here's the little pouch, and believe it or not, even though it's so little, it packs right up in there, and then it's got that cinch, and you can pack it or carry it that way. Now, again, I said that it comes for Grommet. Grommet chose black, which I know Greg. I'm sure it was Greg that chose the black. So that is the main Grommet color, and I do love that as well. So let me show you how cute is that. Just so adorable. So it's so stylish, and again, so insulated and so warm. Here he is in the car seat, and just that peace of mind of knowing that he's going to be safe and warm at the same time. Because prior to the road coat, what they would recommend is that you take the jacket off and you just lay it over your child, sort of on top of the harness and all of that. But that's no fun. They want to be all cozied up in there. So this is just a great, great solution. And here it is off of the child, so you can see what the styling is. It's so cute. And here it is all zippered up. It's making me want to have a little one again. And for anyone that needs sizing, I did want to show you that these are the coat measurements right here. Really, really clever. I mean, not really, really clever. That's not what I meant to say. I like that there's so many different, that it goes all the way from 6 months all the way up. It says to 10, but I think I read somewhere else about 8 years old. That they have sizing for everybody. And this is one of those with that Grommet discount, you guys. You're getting that 20% off. It's typically $140 and you're getting it for $112. So again, this is that. I mean, it is a wonderful gift to give someone, especially during the holidays when it is going to be so cold. So it's very, very thoughtful gift. Oh, and I love that. One Kid is the company. I forgot to say that. I'm sorry. That they put the video up. There is, I found several videos that I really appreciated about how it works. And it just from an educational standpoint, but just so you'll know exactly how to use the jacket. And it's not complicated at all. It's very, very easy, but very clever. And I just so grateful to know about this because I'm going to be a grandma one of these days. And I want to know that I can always keep my little ones safe. And I just had no idea that that was such an issue, but clearly it is. This is Eric, the inventor of the road coat. Oh, right, Eric. Thanks for the excellent job presented. You're very, very welcome. I love it. I just think it's so smart. This is one of those products that I just will continue to spread the word about because safety, car safety is so important. And I know, especially for new parents, just to know all these, like, how do you know all these things? Here I am. I won't say how old I am, but that it took me this long. I never knew that. And I had little ones that we used to go to Mammoth all the time with all the car seats lined up. And I'm thinking that they're as safe as can be. But had I known, I would have had a road coat for each one of them. Really, really would have. But I would have even without the safety because it's just such a phenomenal. I want the coat. How come we don't have those for adults? We need those. And the other thing I want to mention is it's not just for car seats, it's also for boosters, because that's a question I think they get a lot because you want it to grow with them. So yes, you can use it for boosters as well. Design is great and would be warm as well. Such a thoughtful product, absolutely. Such a smart design. Lots of kudos for One Kid and Road Coat. So great. And I'm so glad you guys are on Grommet. Again, I was so fooled. I was thinking, why? This doesn't make sense to me that this is a Grommet product. But now I get it, because Grommet is all about finding those very clever, very smart products that make our lives easier and better. And this one definitely does. So thank you again for that. So guys, again, even if you don't have a little one or a grandchild or anything like that, but you just think, wow, that's really cool, give them an upvote. Again, so important, so easy to do, and means a lot to One Kid. So definitely don't be shy with that. Okay, we are going to do one more product before we do our first giveaway. I am chomping at the bit to do this product. This product, I know they're in the house. I already saw them and gave them kudos earlier to say, where have you been all my life? So we are switching gears definitely on this one. I love me a beauty product. I love me lots of beauty products. One of our biggest, most successful Grommet Live. In fact, I think to this day, most watched Grommet Live, most active chat, all of that was a series that we did called Getting Gorgeous with Grommet. So it was Grommet beauty products, and it was very, very popular. And so we ended up doing several of them because there's so many beauty products on Grommet. Who knew? But there are, and they're so good. They do a really good job curating the best of the best. And so this one is no different. I will tell you, when I think of makeup, and which I do love makeup. I love any kind of beauty product. But my daughter and I were talking about this the other day. When sometimes I'll do my makeup, even if I'm not going anywhere, just because it's therapeutic. It's artistic, I guess. It's sort of an outlet for me. I just love, it's just quiet time, and I feel like I'm painting in a way. It's artsy, I guess. And my daughter says the same thing. When she's stressed or something, she'll love just doing her makeup. So that element I love, but I just also love the way that makeup can make you feel. And I hate to sound superficial with that. I hope it doesn't come off that way. But there is something about when you look good, you feel good. And the two things that to me are kind of the indispensable, like my if I'm on a deserted island, what products do I have to have in terms of makeup if I can have one or two of them? Probably the very first one I would choose is a brow pencil, a really good brow pencil. And the second one would be mascara. So I'm an eye girl for sure. But when I say brow pencil, I'm going to talk to you about what makes, in my eyes, a really good brow pencil. But eyebrows, of all of our features, it's amazing how transformative they can be. And yet they are a feature that so many times are kind of neglected, kind of an afterthought. Like, who cares about the eyebrows? But yet the eyebrows are what frame the face. The eyebrows are what give balance. The eyebrows are what, if they're shaped a certain way, can really kind of lift the whole look of the face, just by the way that you shape them and the way that you use a pencil. It's incredible when it's done well. And I've been lucky enough to sit in some makeup chairs with some incredible makeup artists who have taught me a thing or two along the way. And so I really appreciate great brows and a great pencil. And for years, I used a pencil by a very shishi brand, Dior, it was actually, and I loved it. And what did I love about it? What made it great to me is that it was very, very precise. To me, a fine tip is where it's at when it comes to a brow pencil. Color is also really important. What I recognized when I used for the first time this Cella brow pencil was, not only is it very, very precise. I have to get my little Cella pouch here. I love so much. They sent me so many fun goodies. And I will show you the brow pencil right now. This is the one I'm using right now. And let me show you how precise it is, so you can see how fine tip that is. But this is a retractable tip, which I appreciate that too. There is no sharpening. Love that. There's something about the consistency of this brow pencil. It is like a soft tip, and it goes on so smooth, feather-like smooth little strokes, and it stays all day. It just grabs on to the hairs of the brow and stays all day. Who doesn't love that? So it's smudge proof. It's waterproof. It's got, I mean, you name it, it checks every single box. And they have so many colors, so many universal colors. Let me just show you real quickly. I had trouble deciding which one to start with, but let me show you all the different colors right there. So the one that I have on right now is the Luscious Light Brown. And I'm going to make my way through and try them all, but I'm loving this one right here, the Luscious Light Brown. And then I also appreciate that on the end, they have a perfect spoolie. This is called a spoolie, for those who don't know the terminology of that. And sometimes they're too thick. They just don't. This is that perfect one. Love it so much. So a couple little brow tips, and then I'm going to show you some before and after. Actually, let me show you the before and afters first, because you'll see when I talk about how brows are the thing that really transform. They're also the thing that when they're not done well, and when they're sparse and when they're thin, which is what happens when we age, they're the thing that can make us look older faster than anything else. So it's so easy, especially when you have something like this, to just take a few minutes to do them, and you'll be amazed at how much younger you look and feel just by doing your brows. But here's the other thing that I love about this, and why I said if I'm on a deserted island, this is coming with me, is because this is a multitasker for me. So not only do I use it for my brows, I use it as an eyeliner. I use it as a lip liner. So this I could use for so many things on that deserted island, and you'd think I have a whole makeup collection. But especially because Cella has so many great colors, so you can really have fun with that. But brow pencils are a definite multitasker, and it's only $20. And it's, to me, this goes far beyond that Dior. And I think the thing that I like more than anything, what really puts this above that, is the consistency of it. It's really different than anything I've used before. Okay, so let's look at some before and afters. Here's one where they're just kind of thinning, and as you can see, really common, especially as we age, is we lose the tail of the brow. So see on the before picture how she's got about 3/4 of a brow, and then it's just gone. And that can be from over plucking, back in the day when that was the thing to do. who knows? But then you look at the after and look at the difference. Look at how that perfect brow just frames her in such a beautiful way. And that probably took her no time at all. Incredible. And then here's someone that's just a little bit older that they're really kind of sparse. But again, look at the before and after just by using the spoolie, which I'll show you exactly how I do them for what that's worth. But really remarkable what that does. And then one more. This one I wanted to show you because see how they're just, it's almost like she's missing little spots in them. So when you have a brow pencil that's this precise, and it can really, when you use it, if you use it very delicately, you're basically creating individual hairs with it. And so it looks so, so natural when you do it. And then one more. And here's another one where, again, I feel like she's missing, little bit close to the nose there. And she was just so easily able to fill that in. And I mentioned that because when I started really loving a brow pencil was several years ago. I had something going on where I look in the mirror and I realized there were little patches of brows that were missing. I ended up going to a rheumatologist to figure out what was going on. But I kind of panicked because I was missing some of my brows. And so that was the first time I really got into using a brow pencil. And I just never looked back because once I used it 1 or 2 times just to fill in those places, I got addicted to how much better I looked and felt using that and being able to shape them. So when I do my brows, for what it's worth, I do a little bit of powder. So powder on top of it so that whatever you're putting on, it gives it something to grab onto. The other thing I do, and I love that in my little pouch, Chella also sent me, this is the one, the eyebrow defining gel cream. So I actually, Chella, you tell me if I do this right or not, but this is what I do is before I use the pencil, I actually will just kind of brush it up so it's shaped the way I want it to shape without even defining it yet. And I'll do something else with my makeup. I'll wait a few minutes until that's dry. And then once it's dry, I will go in there with my pencil. And I typically like to start here, right here, do this part first. And what they say about the arch and really how you can get that more lifted look with your brow is the arch should be about 3/4 of the way. So if you hold this at the middle of your lip there and it goes past your nose, and then that line right there shows you exactly where that arch is going to be. So just kind of a rule of thumb with that. And then when you look at that tail, well, we talked about how we lose our tails, if that's what it's called, as we get older. We want that to go so all the way to the end there. So my tails are a little bit shorter than they're supposed to be, or a little bit gone. So I do color that in. But I do those really soft strokes that just mimic the individual hairs themselves. And instead of doing my natural shape, which would come down like this, because I like to, as I'm getting older, I do want to have a little bit of that lift, I'll just go straight out. And so it's not drooping down because that's going to kind of pull the whole face down. And then once I'm done with that, I will go in again and redo this just to keep it all in place. And then I'll also, once that dries, go through with a spoolie again, just to make it look really natural and I don't want that. Some people love that kind of laminate look. I like more of the natural, so I'll go in with that at the very, very end. Boy, we're having fun inside the chat. Let me see what we have going on here. Diane, okay. Gosh, so many fun things. Let's see. Thrilled to announce that Chella is being featured on Grommet Live as the founder. I'm incredibly grateful for the overwhelming response and support we've received. At Chella, we believe in the natural look that helps you feel and look your absolute best. And I get that, Chris, just by all the fun goodies that you sent me. And I have to show you guys a few more because I'm in love with these two. These are like just my daily essential now. But the other thing that came with it that I really love, that I highly recommend you guys get, is this highlighter pencil. This is another great, great multitasker, because once I'm done, I'll go in and just kind of slightly highlight here, which just kind of makes that brow bone pop a little bit and brightens the eye in general. So I love that. And then I'll also use it in the corners of my eye, just to, again, it opens up the eyes. And I take it actually all the way to my lash down here. and it really just kind of brightens. So I really like that, but you can use it here if you want, just to get a little bit of a highlight. You can use it right above the lips, because by doing that, it opens the lip up a little bit and, you know, gives you that pout, that insta pout that all the girls talk about. So this is another one I love. Chris, this one, I think I'm throwing out my Too Faced, which my Too Faced has been my tried and true for years, but I'm in love with your mascara. I'm not wearing any false lashes at all. This is what I'm wearing, and I just think number one, I think it looks natural. It doesn't clump at all, but it really gives me some thickness and some volume. I'm not someone who needs a lot of length, so I do it more for the thickness and volume, and I do it a little bit on top as well. I just kind of dab it. But I'm in love. Best mascara, I have to tell you. I mean, for me to say that about Too Faced, that's big. And then he sent me some gorgeous eyeshadows that I have. No, I'm not supposed to be talking about any of this because this is not on Grommet, but I'm so in love that I have to show you some of these. Look at this. Look how pretty that is. So gorgeous. My favorite one is this one. This is called, oh gosh, my eyes are not good enough. It's, Chris, you got to help me in the chat. It's something about rose. Let's see. Oh, blushing rose. Blushing rose. I really like. Now I have kind of greenish eyes, and so I feel like this just really, I marked it up a little bit, but really kind of makes them pop. So I'm using this color here on my lids, and then in the crease I use this guy right here, and then I lined it with this guy right here. And if I didn't already use this pencil to do the inner corners, I probably would have done this lighter one on the inner corner. Sometimes I'll take this and even put it in the middle of my lipstick just to give it a little bit of a glow and give myself that little insta pout we just talked about. So many, I mean, look at so many amazing colors. I can't wait to try more and more of them. I did take one to my mom. I took her the gray, and I haven't tried it on her yet, but she has been going through a lot of medical stuff, has not worn makeup for a couple of months. And I said, Mom, we are going to do a makeover next time I come. And she was so excited. And that just, to me, went right to your point about, it's just amazing how, silly as it sounds, how makeup can really brighten your spirits and make you feel so much better. And I just saw her face light up when I said, well, we're going to do that. So I'll have to do some before and afters with my mom, because those brows at 83, they're not much left, but we are going to create those brows and frame that face. And it's going to be really, really fun. So again, you guys, thank you so much for bringing Chella to Grommet and for all the goodies that you sent. I'm just getting warmed up. I can't wait to try everything. And at that price point, you guys, this is normally $25. Cannot recommend enough. Try it one time. That brow pencil is going to be your lifer, because there is nothing not to like. And at the price point, those more shishi brands, they're much more expensive than $20. So getting in on that 20% discount to try it out, see what you think. And Chris, what happens if somebody buys the pencil and they feel like it's not the right color match? Are they able to send it back to get the right color, or how do you typically handle that? Because I can imagine that happens quite a bit. Although so far, the colors that I've looked at and kind of tested, they seem to have a very universal appeal to them. So it's more like kind of depending on if you're wanting more of a dark or what you're wanting. But it does seem very universal, and like they would flatter everybody, different skin tones. And I know that you do talk about having inclusive shades and that they are buildable. So, just depending on how light of touch, how many times you go over it. So anyway, that is my 2 cents on this amazing brow pencil. Who knew that somebody could talk for this long about a brow pencil? But clearly I'm a brow girl. I love it. And I love the mascara. You got to try. Oh, I missed a whole bunch of chat. Holy cow. Sorry, guys. Thank you for sharing. Yes, unconditional 30-day money-back guarantee. I love that. I was hoping you were going to say that. because that, you know, we hesitate to buy makeup online, I think, because of that. You're going to get it home and then you're not going to like it, and then what do you do? So he is standing behind it. So if it is the wrong color, you send it back. He'll either give your money back or just get the right color. Let's see. Diane says she's going to look more into Chella. She has sensitive eyes. Okay. And I do know that they are paraben free. I know they're gluten free. They are vegan and PETA certified. So in terms of Diane, this is going to be your brand. I know it is. Let's see what else I missed here. Glowing, and I'm sure your mom is too. Oh, thank you for that. I appreciate that. They are brow and eye focused. So glad you're feeling it. I am feeling it. And I am brow and eye focused as well, as you can tell. So anyway, phenomenal. I love having you guys on Grommet, and I look forward to featuring many more of your products to come. I have a feeling I'm going to be screaming about them from the rooftops for many years to come. Okay, guys, we are going to do our giveaway, our first giveaway, and I think we have to give away a brow pencil. Is that okay, Chris? We got to do a brow pencil. You guys have got to try this, and you have to promise me if you are the winner and you try it, that you will post about it and that you will do a before and after or something so that Chris knows what you think, and tag us, tag Chris, tag Grommet, tag Greg, tag all of it so we can keep promoting it for Chris and Chella. Okay, our first winner of the night. Give me 1 second here while I boot up my phone. Okay, the first winner of the Chella Beauty Brow Pencil is Jennifer Warmazon. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Congratulations, Jennifer. You just won yourself the best, hands down, brow pencil on the planet. How's that for a giveaway? Congratulations. And Jen will be reaching out to you. She will find out what your shade is that you would like, and we will get a brow pencil out to you to try. And we just would appreciate you letting us know what you think and posting about it. Singing the praises of Chella, which I know you will, no doubt. Best pencil. Okay, we are going to move on to our next product. Oh, I think I saw these guys in the house. Let me just double check. I've got lots of notes on this one. I learned a lot with this next product, and I had lots of reasons to learn. I really wanted to understand this product for personal reasons, for children, for my children, for myself, for lots of people that I know. But let me start by saying, and I'm actually truly wanting to know from you guys who are here with us. So inside the chat, I feel like there is a lot of misconception about CBD and hemp. I would like to know in the chat, when you think of CBD and hemp, do you think of it as sort of like a marijuana derivative, that you'll get some kind of a high from if you do take CBD or hemp or eat or anything at all, even topical or something? Because I do feel like a lot of people think that, me included. I had always thought that, and I always would shy away from any products that had those ingredients in them. So when I found out that I was going to be featuring this product, I thought this is the perfect opportunity for me to really understand it. Because we do have several products actually on Grommet, and several Giddy Up products that are CBD derivative of some kind or have CBD in them. This one is by a company, and I hope you guys correct me if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but is it Natural Dews or Natural Dose? This one right here. I love the bottle, by the way. I love your logo and everything. It's very calming just when I opened it, and it's this really great box. And so what these are, it's called Natural Dose, but again, tell me if I'm pronouncing it wrong. And it's Calm Plus. This is a stress and anxiety reliever. Dose. Oh, I'm so glad I asked. And that is Colin Riley chiming in there. I want to show you the founders. There's a whole team, and I just want to meet them. When I saw this picture, they look like just so much fun. So that is the whole team right there. It is Dr. Colin Riley, who is a PhD. And he is the man when it comes to formulation. And there is Dr. Luigi Bartoli. He is a co-founder. He's an MD. And we have Justin Bowden and Paul Riley. So it is a team effort. And these gentlemen are out of Birmingham, Alabama. I got to spend quite a bit of time in Birmingham, Alabama myself. I always say I moved there for 2 or 3 months, actually, because my son Colin, another Colin, he was starring in a movie, believe it or not, and the movie was filming there. So I got to be there, and I loved it so much. So I was excited to see that you guys are from there. And your rooftop garden, I think that's in Birmingham. Am I right on that? Okay. Anyway, moving on. So when I think of hemp and CBD, that's where my mind goes. And so I think a lot of people do. And so I think that hurts the business, although we know the business is definitely booming. It's huge. But there's so much goodness I have come to learn about CBD, about hemp, so much benefit for all of us to gain that it's almost too bad that it gets that kind of a rap, when hemp itself is just from brain health to heart health, digestion, eczema. There's just so many things that it is good for. And believe it or not, either or kind of going against what a lot of people think, is you don't get a high. There's not sort of that psycho element to it. Psycho is not the right word. What am I trying to think of? Psychoactive. It doesn't give you that psychoactive element. CBD, one of the things that I loved hearing is it's so good for anti-inflammatory reasons, which I think there's so much that can go on with our health that draws back to inflammation. And so learning that it is such a wonder drug in terms of inflammation was wonderful. Does not give you that CBD, that psychoactive kind of high, and it is not addictive, and it is non-psychoactive. So I just wanted to dispel that up front so that that's out of anybody's minds, because right away I wouldn't just not pay attention because it's CBD and that I'm not supposed to do CBD. So it's wonderful for anxiety. It's wonderful for depression, cognition, memory, which I definitely can use that these days, and so can my mom. But it just can give you a sort of overall sense of well-being, which I think a lot of us in this day and age of technology and with what happened yesterday, my gosh, and today being 9/11, there's so many reasons for us to have anxiety and stress in our lives. And so to have something like Plus come along that can help us with this naturally, I think is so wonderful. And what's different about this is not just CBD. In fact, what makes this more spectacular and more exciting, and that's why Grommet was excited to have this product on, is it actually is CBDA, which I didn't understand. In fact, I had never heard of that, so I was excited to learn about that. And basically, I would say just kind of at its core is the absorption is so much better with CBDA, if I'm understanding that correctly. So let me know in the chat if I'm incorrect on that. But so when something absorbs better, it's obviously going to be more effective. It's going to work better, and it's going to last longer, and it's also going to start working quicker. And so for all of those reasons, people are loving this. This is a natural spectrum CBDA oil. I'm going to open it up just to show you. Actually, is this the one that I already opened? Yeah. And so these are capsule or gel caps, if you call them that. So just like that, and you just take one a day, and it just, again, is going to give you that sort of sense of well-being. Not going to make you feel high, but it is going to just make everything kind of okay. And I wish that I had these long enough to have tried them for an extended period of time myself. My son Colin does deal with a lot of anxiety and sort of ADHD kind of issues throughout his whole life. And he, one of his biggest issues is he really has a lot of anxiety around going in the car, especially a big car. So if he has to go on a bus for something or anything like that, it really gets him going. So I'm very excited for him to try these for that purpose. Just that purpose alone, I know it's going to make an incredible difference. Thank you, Colin, for saying that. Yeah, the absorption with these guys, he said 500%. When I researched, what I found was 500% better absorption, up to 1,000% better absorption. So who wouldn't want that? So you're getting all that goodness of the CBD with that killer absorption. That's going to make such a huge difference. And let's see. And so I wanted to also understand kind of how it worked and why does this help so much. And so what I learned is that it activates your serotonin receptors. Did not know that. And it, when we talked about the anti-inflammatory, because so many, when I was reading your reviews, guys, I saw so many people talking about how it helps with their arthritis and their joint pain, something that I had not thought of at all, except I did think back to a product that Grommet has for dogs. It's called Tucker's CBD oil. And my dog had terrible joint hip pain. And so I talked to the guys from Tucker's Gold, and they highly recommended that. And so I started using it, and sure enough, it made a huge difference for my dog Coco. So that, when I started reading the reviews and seeing how people were saying this makes such a big difference for arthritis and joint pain, that made so much sense to me. And then again, to have that better absorption, 500 to 1,000% better absorption, is just going to work that much better. Let's see what else. And then the other thing was, I was thinking, well, shoot, I don't know if I want to take this during the day, because if it's going to be calming, I'm probably going to fall right to sleep. So maybe I want to wait for nighttime to take this. But what I found, and guys, again, correct me if I'm wrong, but what I love about this is it's actually designed for both day and night. And it's amazing how it can work for both. It's hard to wrap my head around that, but it does just give you kind of that calming feeling during the day, whereas at night, it helps you have a much more restful night's sleep. And so people, again, in the reviews are talking about how they wake up just feeling so much better. They don't feel groggy. They just feel like they had a really restful night's sleep. So I love that as well. So if you are somebody that has anxiety, if you are someone that your mind spins and you have racing thoughts going through your mind and you have those sleepless nights, this would be wonderful for you to try. Because again, the reviews really are so strong on these. And so obviously there's something to that. And my daughter, who's in college, she has a lot of anxiety also. And she did before she went to college, and now just having her so far away. So I'm going to be going to visit her soon, and I'm going to bring some with me to see if it, if it can be helpful for her as well. So I'll have to report back on both of those. I'm really excited about that. But I do, especially when I think of my kids, I love that it's not habit forming. It's not addictive. So that's really, really nice. Yes, we have customers who do one or the other. Send an example, just email us. We forgot to mention that we have, okay, I just want to make sure I'm not missing. So, because there was a question, can it help with ADHD and focus? I mean, that is such a huge issue for so many people right now. I don't know why it has become so prevalent, but it is. And yes, they're saying that this can be really helpful for ADHD and focus. So that is great news. Let's see, I'm sure there was something else I forgot. So you guys, please, I'm so happy that you guys are here in the chat, because this is a new category for me. So I'm kind of learning about it as I go, and I'm hoping that I did it justice, because I'm really excited about what you guys are doing. And these are lab tested, and, so I really feel great about the company with everything that I read and the guys behind it. And I appreciate that it is scientists and people in the medical profession, physicians, that have come together to create this, and that we know that. So that is always a nice little peace of mind there. CBDA is the natural compound that hemp makes, not CBD. Yes, and I did read about that too, and I wanted to understand that a little bit more. It's the only reason I didn't talk about it was because I wasn't fully sure that I understood it. Is it CBDA is the precursor to CBD, or is it the other way around? So I know that this all does come from hemp, but I wanted to understand what order that came in. If anxiety is the root of the ADHD, can it help? Oh, if anxiety is the reason that somebody has ADHD, this will help, because this does target and help with, we know that it helps with anxiety. So if they have ADHD because of the anxiety, that would make a lot of sense that it does that. CBD is the parent compound. I'm sorry, CBDA is the parent compound to CBD oil. So it's getting a lot of attention in the media with doctors lately. And so to me, and I'm curious, have any of you guys who are on with us right now, had you guys heard of CBDA prior to us talking about it right now? Because maybe I was just under a rock, but didn't I thought, what is CBDA? So I was excited to kind of dive in and know about it. And so I'm glad I do know about it, because I'm all ears when it comes to this and wanting to learn, especially because of my kids, but so many people in my life, really. So, but I just want to thank all of you guys for joining me tonight. And thank you to the makers for being here inside the chat. Thank you for sending all these great products for me to try and to learn about. I feel so lucky that I get to do what I do. So thank you to all of you who join us every week to watch the show, and to the makers for creating these awesome, awesome products. So we will be back here next week, same time, same place, Grommet Live, 4 o'clock on the West Coast and 7 o'clock on the East Coast. I will see you then, Thursday night. Bye-bye.